Hey, how's it going? I'm once again in this beautiful place and everything's just ducky. Ain't that right, guys and girls? There's a guy, there's a girl. Oh, wait a minute, that's the guy, that's a girl. Right? Oh, duck, duck, goose. They're on their way. I don't know if you could actually see them. There's two ducks and two geese coming to swim in this here pond, or whatever you call it. Anyway, I'm here making this video as kind of like a suggestion to the authors of two books. One that I'm almost done. Her name is Faith G. Harper, I believe, and she wrote Unfuck Your Brain. I love it. What a great audiobook. I love the way it's read by her. I think it's her reading it, but I could be wrong. It could be somebody that was hired by the company, the publisher, to read her book. I don't actually know. But the other book by author Lisa Scottoline, the book's title is After Anna. And I'm making this for people who do interviews, and I guess I would have a prejudice in saying I would like specific people, say like Jocko, or like Joe, oh my God, Rogan, Joe Rogan, Dancia Patrick, and oh my God, I forget her name. She does Love is Medicine Project, and I cannot remember her name, but I love her voice. I would love, and there's a multitude, I mean, the Today Show, The View, there are so many, not Regis and Kathy Lee, but it's now Ryan and what's that? What's that? I need that name. Kelly Ripa. Yes, I'm a huge fan of them. Anyway, I would love these people to talk with their producers or executive producers or directors or whoever they got to talk to and decide whether or not they could have Lisa Scottoline and Faith G. Harper create a narrative and talk about the book After Anna and people in the position of these, I mean, just a story, but applying Unfuck Your Brain to everyday people who find themselves in these compromising positions as told in After Anna. I think it would be a wonderful, incredible interview as each of these talk show hosts, whether it's on TV or podcast or even on the radio, like John Tash. I would love to see these people talk to both these ladies in these scenarios and say, what would the best way to protect yourself and even work with the people who are in these positions so that the very worst scenarios don't have to happen, knowing full well that this stuff could be true in real life, and this is something we need to stop. but nobody knows how. And in my view, if you have parents and children creating stories and things like this with professionals like the author of both these books, so you'd have to have both these authors, and then create in acting or drama class or something, hey, what are we going to do? How are we going to fix this? Because kids can manipulate parents, and parents can manipulate kids, and in turn, too much knowledge can hurt the people without knowledge. There's a power struggle. And in equality, when we level the playing ground, we're able to think and say, hey, you know what? We're not at war. Peace is a state, not at war. So it's up to us as human beings to be able to work things out and fix things, because we all feel the same way. But unfortunately, not everybody does feel the same way. And when it comes to the question of power, what is power? Well, some people, the power to manipulate another person to do their bidding for them is a real thing. Everything from, well, you name it, it's possible. We're in a world where you can do anything. The question is, what you want to do. If I want to make you do something, it's a real thing, and I could if I wanted to. And there are people who want to use people and make them do stuff that they don't want to do. So anyway, that's my share. Please, the people who do podcasts, people who do work with clients, consider interviewing these two authors simultaneously, setting up a scenario. And it doesn't have to be the one of After Anna. It can be any scenario, and a professional like Faith G. Harper, or so many others in this world who are registered and licensed coaches or practitioners, you name it. Holy, look at them all. All the geese have come to flock and say hi. Hi, guys. So anyway, yeah. So when you see that, it's really, really awesome when people work together to solve problems. And it's not about destroying a business or anything else. It's simply by creating a better world. And there's only so many ways to do it. And by having business, whether even politics, socialism, communism, capitalism, doesn't matter what it is, when it's out of balance, it goes horribly wrong for a whole lot of people. With that said, in the right balance, it goes really, really good. Unfortunately, it's really easy to throw stuff out of balance. And in a world where you cannot have a perfect world, it is not allowed to have a perfect world. We need business, because if we have charity, everybody's dependent upon the system. And we don't want that. We want rewards and we want punishments in place to make the world and make people try, because it just makes everything better. But when it's in competition, now it's out of balance, because now all of a sudden it's a dog-eat-dog world and traumas happen. So to fix this, the only thing you can do is fix it by helping each person, because we live in a multiverse, and depending upon how their experiences, their personal history, and the personal history of those in the past, trauma changes the gene structure, and apparently traumas are passed down and how deal and cope with traumas. But nobody's acknowledging, or maybe there are people acknowledging, the fact that triggers are created through a person's life, and other people will trigger those triggers, creating self-defense or small dog reactions or whatever it might be that create the necessity for self-defense or to attack another person, thus creating a war. The Hatfields and the McCoys, or the war created